Well, thanks for joining me today. Today I thought we would talk a little bit about angels. Do you believe in angels? Well, I sure do. I always have felt them around me, especially when I was struggling. And this is going to be a story about angels among us. Many years ago, I was living in New York. I was about 19 years old, living in Manhattan, and I was modeling there, so I was living alone. I had my own apartment. It was my first apartment away from home. And I remember feeling, I loved New York, but it was also really lonely. I felt it was a lot of strangers walking around and not knowing anybody. It could be kind of scary sometimes. And this one particular day, I had all my auditions. I had went on all my castings for the day, and I was walking home. Hadn't eaten yet, and I was walking down Broadway when all of a sudden I hear a big screech and I see a car accident right in front of me. And on the driver's side car door opens, and a man falls out of the car, and he's convulsing, like he's having a seizure or something's happening to him. And being 19 years old, I had seen a man commit suicide in Japan. That's for another day. That's another story I need to take up. But it's really scary to see someone suffering like that, and everybody stopped and was running around him and trying to help the man, and I just was kind of in shock, and I continued walking on my own down Broadway and thinking to myself, this was really freaking me out, and why do I have to see this? Why did this have to happen? And since I did see that man jump out in front of the train in Japan when I was 16 years old, and here I'm seeing somebody else in an accident suffer like this, I felt a lot of anxiety, and I was scared, and I felt like I had the need to talk to somebody. And at that point, not knowing anybody, I called my agency, and I called my agent at the time to see if he could meet with me and walk with me. We lived in the same building, and the agency was closed, and nobody was there, nobody was answering, so I continued on my walk. And again, kind of being stuck in my head and feeling really sad. I was just really sad. Continuing my walk down the boulevard, I came to like a crosswalk. And, I don't know if they still have them, but you had to wait for it to turn green before you can cross the street. And I noticed my shoe was untied, so I bent down to tie my shoe at this corner. And as I was bending down, tying my shoe, I kind of see some shoes kind of come up to me, because I'm down on the ground, and I hear, "You must be a Scorpio, right?" And I look up, and I see this man. He's got dirty overalls on, and his shoes were all scruffed up, and he's dark complected, and he just has this twinkle in his eye, and he smiles at me, and I was like, yeah, how do you know that? And he said, "No, I just knew." And instantly, as I raised myself up and I look at this gentleman, I see that he most likely is homeless, but yet is twinkling in his eyes, smiling at me, and I instantly felt safe. And the light turns green, and we continue to walk. When we get to cross the street, he says to me, "Do you have a penny?" And I reach into my pocket, and I have quite a bit of change. So I say, "Here, you can have my change." And he says, No, I only need a penny because I have 99 cents, and I want to get $1. I'm going to turn it in for $1 bill. So I just need a penny. And he takes a penny from my palm, and we continue to walk. And he asks me my name. And when I say my name's Elisabeth, he kind of looks at me and says, "Oh my gosh, I have a daughter named Elisabeth." And I said, "You do?" And he says, "Yes," but he hadn't spoken to her in many, many years because he lives on the streets. And we continue to walk, and all of a sudden I thought, you know what? I think I want to take this guy out to dinner. I said, you know what? Can't we, stop here and have a bite to eat? And he says, no, I can't go in there. They won't let me in there. And I said, well, you're with me. Of course you can go in there. They'll let you in. You're with me. And I'll buy you dinner. And he's like, no, ma'am, I'm sorry, but they don't let me into places like that. So then he says, but you know what? I'm fine. I collect cans. And I make enough for me to be okay. And we went on and we shared stories of where I came from and where he came from. And before you know it, I had made my way to my apartment. And at that point, I look at him and I say, here I am, and it was really nice to meet you. It was really nice to talk to you. And, make sure you contact your daughter. Your daughter would love to hear from you. And then he gave me a hug, goodbye, and I felt his warmth and kindness, and I was even sad to say goodbye to him. And he says, you know what? You can find me sometimes by the L train. That's where he is normally. Well, I had been there many times again after that looking for him. And I never was to see him again. But he got me thinking that there was something really special with him. And I really do think he was an angel among us. And maybe just there just to guide me home and to lift my spirits. And I think we all should pay attention to moments like that. And sometimes people cross our paths for a higher purpose than we even could imagine. So don't judge a book by its cover, first of all. And always be open to kindness and love. And maybe you too will meet an angel among us. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this little story. Until next time, thanks again.